The importance of this lesson is to make sure that all soldiers understand the grouping and zeroing procedures. Soldiers, today you will zero your weapon. Having a zero weapon is a prerequisite to shooting effectively. In order to effectively shoot your weapon, you must shoot accurately with a zero weapon. This zeroing process and accurate shooting both begins with grouping procedures. Once you can group your shots, then you can zero your weapon. What we want you to achieve from a prone supporting firing position: first, group an M16 series rifle on a 25-meter zero target by achieving 8 out of 10 rounds in 2 consecutive 5-round shot groups within a 4 centimeter circle with 15 rounds. Second, zero an M16 series rifle by achieving 8 out of 10 rounds in 2 consecutive 5-round shot groups inside the 4 centimeter circle on a 25-meter zero target with 15 rounds. Soldiers, this is what the targets will look like when out on the range. You have 2 silhouettes side by side for each firing lane all throughout the range. Immediately upon arriving at the range, you will ground your equipment in the designated area. This is the area where cadre is going to get 100% of sensitive items from accountability before the actual training event. Once accountability of sensitive items is 100%, you will shotgun your weapon by taking the blank firing adapter off and the bolt carrier and charging handle out from the upper receiver, so that the cadre can inspect the chamber for anything stuck inside the barrel. Then you will move to the bleachers, where you will receive a safety brief of all potential contingencies encountered during the training period, i.e. orientation of the range, the entrance and exit off the range, clearing procedures, safety considerations, severe weather, fire, evacuation routes and rally points, latrine, shower area, and view a live demonstration by the cadre. Soldiers, when you are sitting at the bleachers, listen to the cadre when they talk about the 4 fundamentals. You have already learned the 4 fundamentals of marksmanship. Now, they're going to reinforce what you learned throughout practice. Let us review as the demonstrator talks through each fundamental. The 4 fundamentals of rifle marksmanship are steady position, aiming, breath control, trigger squeeze. Make sure that you interact and ask questions when going over the fundamentals, so that the whole group understands the concept of the fundamentals. After the range safety brief, you are going to view a live fire demonstration of the M16 series rifle of its ability to deliver a high volume of accurate semi-fire. The demonstrator will fire the weapon from the 3 BRM basic firing positions. Pay attention when the demonstrator fires from the prone supporting firing position and using the correct use of the sandbag, placement of elbows, and position of the body. The prone unsupporting firing position and placement of elbows and position of the body. The kneeling firing position and placement of non-firing hand and elbow and position of the body. The demonstrator is also going to fire 2 consecutive 5-round shot groups. Upon completion of the 2 5-round shot groups, the cadre are going to retrieve the target and explain the live fire demonstration. The first 5 rounds fired are noted in red. The second 5 rounds fired are noted in green. You need to get 8 out of 10 consecutive shots in a 4 centimeter circle to proceed to the zeroing phase. To get that to zero your weapon, you need to go on your front sight post 10 clicks down, and on the rear windage knob 3 clicks to the left. That will put you on center mass on the silhouette on the 25-meter target. A possible way to achieve the outcome. Soldiers, you will be broken up into your firing orders. Depending on where the ammo supply point is located on the range, you will execute a left or right phase. Then you will move to the ASP and draw 2 preloaded 5-round magazine with the remaining 20 rounds and move to the base of the tower or red post, where you will enter the range and move to your assigned firing position. As you enter the range, you will range walk all the way to your designated firing point while keeping muscle awareness, placing your weapon on the firing line facing downrange, and stand fast for further guidance. The next 3 to 4 firing orders should be standing by behind your assigned lane with your weapon on the ground, ejection port cover facing skyward, magazine and ammo at the end of the butt stock. As a coach, you must position yourself on the shooter's firing side, in a safe position where you can observe the shooter and see that proper steps are followed. When given the command, firers will load their first magazine and fire 5 rounds to their assigned targets. From the coach's position, ensure that the firer maintains a good steady position, correct use of the sandbag, placement of elbows, and position of the body. Applies correct pressure during trigger squeeze, does not flinch, jerk, or buck by watching his head, shoulder, trigger finger, and non-firing arm and hand. Breathes correctly by watching his back occasionally. Releases pressure on the trigger and lowers his rifle for a moment when the trigger is not squeezed within 3 to 5 seconds. Remains alert to weapon safety and range procedures. After each 5 rounds fire, you will put the weapon on safe, eject the magazine, lock the bolt to the rear, and put the weapon on your right shoulder with the ejection port cover facing skyward to be inspected by the lane safety. After the weapon has been cleared by the lane safety, both the coach and the shooter will stand up or take a knee by their lane and wait for everyone else to finish firing. The firing lane will walk on line downrange to mark their target. Safeties will assist you on marking the target with a different light color marker. This will help keep track of the separate shot groups and does not distract your vision from the center of the zero target, as will a dark black felt pen. The coaches will ensure that the next 5 rounds are loaded into the magazine for their battle buddy. As stated before, for each 5 rounds fire, the safeties will use a different color marker to mark the shots on the target. They will mark a dash on the right or left side to identify how many times you have fired at the target and explain to you what you did wrong. You will face the firing line once you made adjustments or seen your target. This will help the cadre identify which soldiers are not done. Everyone will range walk back to the firing position and continue to fire your weapon until you have met the grouping procedures. When given the command, you will load your second 5-round magazine and continue to fire at your target. If you have significant problems after the 15th round, you will receive special attention. Both peer coaches and instructors will critique your performance. This critique will include measuring the size of the shot group, locating the group on the target, and reinforcing the appropriate fundamentals. Once finishing firing, you will put the weapon on safe, eject the magazine, lock the bolt to the rear, and place the weapon on your right shoulder with the ejection port cover facing skyward for the safety to inspect the chamber. Once the firing lane has their weapons inspected, they will move downrange to check and mark targets. Lane safety and soldiers will assess the target, and safety will show the shooter how to make adjustments on the weapon so that the next time you can make your own adjustment to your weapon. Soldier, during the process of grouping, you will apply immediate action to reduce a stoppage. This application of immediate action will be critiqued by the coach and observed by the instructor. Once your performance is verified by a safety and you met the standard of 2 consecutive shot groups placing 8 out of 10 rounds within the same circle, you will proceed to the zeroing phase. The shot group that obtained the grouping standard will be used for your first adjustment. You will come back to your firing lane and continue to zero your weapon until you meet the standard. When given the command, you will get down on the prone support and firing position, lock and load the next 5-round magazine, and continue to fire at your target. When done firing, you will clear your weapon as previously before, and safety will inspect the chamber. Once your performance has been verified by the instructor and you met the standard of 2 consecutive shot groups placing 8 out of 10 rounds within the 4 centimeter circle, or you have fired the full 15 rounds and you still have not met the standard, the coach will rotate by order of the lane safety and repeat the grouping zeroing process until training is complete. Coaches and shooter must be alert for any signs of faulty magazines or inoperative weapons if need of repair. When clearing off the range, You will look around your firing point and make sure that you do not leave any equipment or trash, and proceed to the clearing barrel, where you will body clear your weapon, turning your zero or unzero target and magazine, and proceed to the concurrent site, where you will receive more training. At the clearing barrel, when clearing your weapon, you will take a knee, insert the barrel into the clearing barrel, and Battle Buddy will oversee that you clear your weapon the right way and move out off the range. The next firing order will automatically move forward into the firing lane, set the weapon facing downrange, adjust sandbags, and wait for further guidance. It is important that all soldiers focus all concurrent time on rifle fundamentals, which every range has posted by the bleachers. This will alleviate most of the problems that occur on the range with inexperienced soldiers.